Okay, so peace. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, so peace, guys. Peace. Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Soli, and I'm out here spreading good vibes, that good energy, and hopefully, I hope that you get to feel it too today. Now, I think it's Thursday, so once again, I have done a fast. It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I was consuming nothing but water, and Tuesday, the day has came when I get to break my fast. Damn. But yeah. Guess I'm just so distorted because I guess to a degree I'm hungry, but it's also like it's funny. It's interesting because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I eat nothing, but then on Thursday, I have to go on this 1 hour walk just to get my food. So I think it's interesting, that I still have the energy to walk to the store and get the food, but I feel like so once again today, we'll be talking about fasting, breatharianism, and the importance of it to a degree. And I feel like this is a good start, or a good transition to next week. Well, I'll also talk about next week. But I feel like this is a good transition, for my next series, which will be about breatharianism and things of that nature. So yes, I haven't ate nothing. This is gonna be the apple in which I break my fast with. So let me begin. Okay. It's like if you enjoy your food as it is, then fasting is only gonna make it taste better. Because I don't know what it is. Well, actually, of course, I know what it is. But it's like when you don't eat for a while and then you go back to eating, the food just tastes so much better. Mmm. So I just have one more week. One more week of fasting, and that makes a month. This is to a degree like my own little Ramadan. Actually, participate in Ramadan. So with that being said, I think I've been fasting since I was 12 years old. Yeah, so this isn't really anything old or new to me. Like, my body is used to fasting, and it knows what's up. It knows the protocols when I don't consume food. Because most of the time, when you go throughout your whole life and you don't particularly fast, and then out of nowhere you fast, your body doesn't really know what to do. It sees you not consuming as, in a sense, a threat, because it's not used to it. But it's like when you fast throughout a period of time or throughout your whole life, then your body is used to it. It adapts and things of that nature. Mm. This apple is so good. I find it interesting though how like the first week was actually easier than the second week. Like last week when I fasted, it was much more easier than this week. I feel like it ultimately just has to do with the fact that there were a lot of temptations around me. Like my parents were bringing food, like chips, pumpkin pie, and all of those sorts of things. They were right in front of me, and it's like when you're fasting, you do crave specific things. You do crave. Sometimes you crave sweet, sometimes you crave salty, etc., etc. So it was, I guess, to a degree, that's why it was harder for me. And then on some bullshit, it's okay. Look, so the thing about Facebook, Google, and so on and so forth is, is it the algorithm? Yeah. So they don't know what privacy is. And I swear, it's like a lot of us before we don't even read their terms and conditions revolving around privacy. So it's like we don't even know. We just go along with things. But I bring Facebook up because they actually scan your data. They go through all of your information, and then they in a sense sell your data, your information to advertisers, so then the advertising is more efficient. For instance, when I was fasting, right, and I made a couple posts about fasting, I think I made like 2-3 posts, right? Out of nowhere, when I would scan through my news feed, there were all of these advertisements for fucking food. Like, what the fuck? Like, literally, like, this never happens, But then I'm just scanning, and I see this advertisement for, like, pizza, this advertisement for, like, fries, and, all of these foods, and I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck? But I feel like a lot of us tend to take those things negative, like being tempted by food, like on a fast, being tempted by others and things of this nature. We take these things as a bad thing, but the truth is, it truly isn't negative. It truly isn't bad. So I say that because it's like there's always a good in every lesson. There's a blessing. What's this word? In disguise, yeah, with the mask. Because you see, the only way to develop willpower is to put it into action, to put it into practice. I mean, you fasting, you're not consuming food for 3 days. That in of itself is a great deal of willpower. But then when you're fasting and all of these temptations come, and you have to, will yourself to resist, will yourself to say no, then that only makes you stronger. So it's like, don't be afraid, to receive opposition, because diamonds form under pressure. Never forget that. And it's due to the resistance and like when we're exercising, it's just the fact that our muscles are resisting, let's say, the weight or something of this nature. It's only when they resist and they tear, and they tear, and in a sense they kind of get damaged, do you start to produce gains, muscle weight and things of this nature, because your muscles tear when you're working out, but then they rebuild themselves, and it's the same thing with life, So it's me. Whenever I eat an apple, I tend to eat all of it, sometimes including the stem, because it's like, you can look at it this way. I forget what it is, but the umbilical cord, is it not, can be seen as like the stem, or like, the stem of the fruit, and it's like those people, those not so sane people who eat the umbilical cords and things of that nature. I mean, I don't even want to say that there's anything right or wrong with that, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like that's just not my place, and I really don't give a fuck. It's like, people can do whatever the fuck they want to do, because the truth is, right and wrong is simply a subjective distortion, you feel me, that oh, fun fact, did you know that you're not supposed to peel it's like, you're not really supposed to do anything. You can do whatever you want, but it's like, did you know that peeling the banana from here is not really the right way, but it's like, when you peel it from this way, I don't know, it's like more sufficient, and it's like, how there's like, sometimes, like, look, like this right there, like, how sometimes when you peel a banana, like, there's strings and shit like that. When you peel it from upside right, I mean, from the from the bottom to the top, then what happens is, like, there's really no the stringy things. I was so happy when I went to the store earlier, because I think it was like, it was Tuesday. I went to the store and I wanted to buy plantains, because I wanted to make a meal, and I wanted to like cook with plantains, on Sunday. And there were no plantains, and I was just like, damn, that sucks. So instead, I got me some eggplants, eggplant and butternut squash, you feel me? So I've never really cooked with butternut squash, and I like experimenting, I like trying new things and things of that nature. But of course, I'm a Gemini, huh? So I got those two things, and today when I went to the store, to my surprise, I found this, It's a plantain. Now check this out, guys. I also got this. It's seaweed. It's like seaweed with rice, I think. Seaweed with brown rice, This shit is good as fuck. You have no idea. And it's like, I don't know, I just love crispy things, I guess you can say. But this is what it looks like. Like on this side there's seaweed, and then on this side there's the rice. Whoa. Okay. So good. I swear. I'm not even kidding. So they're just called seaweed crisps, if anyone is interested in getting some. Yeah, and the ingredients aren't that complicated. It's pretty simple, And I guess it's vegan as well, which is cool. But I also got this. These. No, this is not potato chips, but it's actually cassava root chips, cassava root chips. And in the back they brag about how nutritious it is and things of that nature. But man, I just came here for the taste. No, I'm kidding. You see my moon is in, what's in Gemini 1 degree, so it's like Taurus, Gemini, and my Venus is also in Taurus, so I am well in tune with my senses, you feel me? And I love indulging in food as well, but I don't jeopardize my health for like great taste, Even though I will admit, I'm not really someone who, before I eat this, I'm not really someone who like is so disciplined to the point where I'm missing out in life, because it's like, come on guys, we are multidimensional beings having a human experience. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the human experience. You feel me? Whoa. What the heck? Yo. What the fuck? How is this possible? I don't know. It's like, it's simple, but there's just so much to taste, you know? Mmm. Holy shit. And this is it's called the Waylana chips. Waylana chips, right? You guys are interested in getting this? This shit smack though. So good. It's not only good for you, it's not only good to you, it's also good for you, you know? Just what's amazing about this. And it does taste healthy. It's like, you can tell, right? When you eat something and you know it's not good. Where my blueberries at? Oh, there they are. I was about to say, technically, it's like, I don't know, to me it's interesting because it's like, I don't really perceive it as a fast. I guess that's the label they label it as, but it's like, I'm just detoxifying, you know, cleansing my body, like, and that detoxification just calls for 3-day water fast, I guess. And then even now, you know, when simply indulging in fruit, I guess. Well, this is more of a feast than a fast, right? But yeah, okay. So, Breatharianism, right? Also known as chronic living. One day I'm gonna be a Breatharianism. You know, it's like I do a lot of things, but most of the things I do, it's because I want to do it, you know, because I kind of feel like a lot of people jump on the train because on the bagging wheel because they see other people doing it, you know, like chronic living, Breatharianism. Like, say one day Um, but then let me say this. I noticed like it's crazy, but you should really keep your ego in check, because there's a lot of people with spiritual egos, like a lot of people that want recognition for their practices and things of that nature. But it's like, truth be told, you should never do something because you want to be recognized. I mean, because let me rather say this. I don't go around asking people to change. I lead by example, man. I'm not gonna tell you what you're doing is wrong. But hopefully, I get to show you by my example, by the way I live, But truly, that's all I am. And that's all I want to be. Just, a beacon of light, that can hopefully guide you in a better path. But like Buddha once said, all paths lead to enlightenment. All paths lead to enlightenment. This taste is unbelievable. Oh, there's potassium in this. I've been feeling like I need potassium. So about bananas. Pay attention to the food that your body is asking for, to the food that you're craving. Because it's not the food itself that your body wants, that your body feels it needs, but it's the stuff, the nutrients in the food. When, yeah. So, know what's in your food, like, for instance, my body was craving bananas, so I knew that I needed some potassium, So it's like, know what's in your food before you eat it. Also, oh my fucking god. How can this be so good? Like, you truly don't know chips until you've eaten these. And I just love how I'm like the friend, I'm like the one who always introduces like my people, to new food, new music, or new shows, or just stuff like that. Like, because um mm, because I myself have good taste. If you're still watching, thank you. um because it's like throughout the video I've just been eating. Just been eating. But okay, so breatharianism, pranic living, this is um completely detaching from food, or having the ability to completely detach from food and just survive, thrive, live off of prana, or energy, or breath. You see, you need to realize, when we come into this life, the first breath we take is an inhalation. So we breathe in, we go. When we come into this existence, it's like the breath, in a sense, is like the umbilical cord that exists within this reality, this womb, because we speak about how we are living in a womb. So in a sense, your breath is like the umbilical cord, which you have in this life. And then when you die, you exhale, you go. So you're releasing, you're letting go, you're detaching. Your last breath will be an exhale. So this is an indication that the ones that say breath is life, the soul is in the breath, or the spirit is in the breath, but let me think about that, because it's like spirit coincides with with fire. Um, and the thing about fire is it needs air to survive. The thing about air is that air is the mind. It's our mental. It's our thoughts and things of that nature. So with that being said, I wonder if I can say that air is the frequency. Wait. Air is the energy, rather, I should say. And then, fire is the frequency. Water is the vibration. And then earth well, is what allows everything to coincide, because the Markabah, for instance, is the body. No, it's the emotional body, which is water, the mental body, which is air / fire to a degree, and then the physical body, I'd say the mental body is like fire / air, because the mental body can also be considered the light body, you feel me? And now when we think about mentality, we think about thoughts and things of that nature, and thoughts correspond with the air element. And light corresponds with fire. Fire is all about illumination, But it's like the physical body that bridges the two together, It's like our brain. I guess in a sense you can say, well, it's our brain that brings both the feminine, which is the emotions, the masculine, which is the logic, intellect, together as one, So, So this is why it's possible for us to encompass multiple spirits at once, in a sense, because a spirit is simply a thought form, a thought form, like but even a thought form, like maybe not in this density, but in higher densities could be perceived to have a body, can be perceived as a thing. And this density, when we think of thoughts, we don't particularly think of something physical, but like once you get to the higher dimensions, you start to perceive thoughts as physical or dense or however you want to perceive it, you know? That's just something that's tangible, something that you can weigh. And with that being said, manifestation is nothing more or less than you simply having the ability to densify your thoughts, you know. It's kind of like fattening up your thought by feeding it energy to the point where it's so fat that it's not light enough to reside in the higher dimension, and it has no choice but to come down here, you know. So the longer you can hold on to a thought, when it comes to manifesting, the better your results will be, you know. Like, for instance, me, I think I'm like a month, 1 week, and 4 days into my manifestation, you know. I've been consistently working on the same thing over and over and over. Of course, it's like I have a system which I'm following, so it's like not predominantly like the same thing over and over. Like, I'm not like waking up and doing the same thing over and over, but it's like a set of steps, but they're all being channeled to the same thing, if you get what I'm saying. And it's like, you know, all of this was channeled. Like, this routine I'm on, this manifestation idea, it was all channeled. You know, I asked for assistance, and this was the plan I was given, I guess you can say. And so I'm barely 1 month, 1 month, 1 week, and 4 days in. And I plan to be consistent on this for 9 months, you know. But it's like, it's been 1 month, 1 week, and 4 days. And I already see things manifesting for me, you know. My manifestation is already grounding itself, which is awesome, amazing. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, pranic living ultimately has to do with feeding your body, feeding your life source straight from the source, you know. Our breath is our life source. It is our life force, you know. Fun fact about our atmosphere. So, the atmosphere holds everything and anything we need to live, you know. Everything that exists down here on Earth, there is a gas-like manifestation of it up there, you know. There is like, for instance, this apple right here. I would assume this is like probably some nitrogen, carbon, and all of this apple, the things needed to create this apple exist up there in the atmosphere as like a gas form. Things that are needed to create me exist up there like gas forms. Now, prana resides around the breath. Pranic living, breatharianism, it resides around the breath. It's all about tapping into this life force around us and feeding yourself straight from that rather than anything else. Not to fucking mention that the sun is producing every single like element we would need, technically. Like, our body, the skin, has the ability to absorb the sun and use that light, that energy, and transmute it into any element that we need. Best breatharianism revolves around breath works and things of that nature. Although, yes, I do feel like you can be a breatharianism and like, well, it's like the initiation, like the beginning stages. It does revolve around breath work, but then I guess after a while, it just becomes your way of life. Let's see. Our bodies are amazing. There's so much we can do with the body that we don't know we can do, and maybe in my breatharianism, or my next series, which will be revolving around the breath, I'll also maybe share some functions of the physical body, like certain movements that can tap you into other dimensions, and like divine movement, like divine dances, divine movement, and things of that nature. Because, see, dancing is very powerful. It's very strong. Moving your body overall is very strong. As when you are moving your body, in a sense, what you're doing is you're creating magnetic fields, and this is what it is. Life, we live in an electromagnetic universe. Life revolves around electricity and magnetism. Your ability to magnetize is your ability to manifest. Not surprised, it kind of rhymes. Magnetism, manifestation. It's like, not only that, your breath is actually also connected to your thoughts. The way you breathe is also determines your thoughts. Like, your thought patterns will also affect your breathing pattern. But yeah, I hope pretty much sums up everything I wanted to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed this, things, and etc., etc. So this has been me, Soli, and you have a beautiful day. Have a blessed day, beautiful soul.